Hello, this is Marvelous Action Figures, and I'm Paul, and here's a couple of Marvelous Action Figures. Here is G.I. Joe Classified, Mutt, and Junkyard. Stanley G. Perlmutter. He's Mutt. See what it does there? It's Mutt in his name. And of course, his beautiful dog, Junkyard. So he is a security and enforcement expert. He doesn't really get on with people, but he gets on with dogs a lot better. And the muzzle you'll see later is more for the man than the dog. So I think they're a really cool looking set. Let's start first of all. I'll move Junkyard out of the way and let's talk about Mutt. So classic sort of G.I. Joe look. I love this colour scheme. That red on the shoulders with his sort of brown tunic there is fantastic. It works really, really well. Combat fatigues are great. Love the sort of look across it. Love the detail that's on it. Works well. Now switching over to Junkyard, he's beautiful. He's got his obviously security vest on, got the handle on the back which works perfectly well for Mutt to hold him. Articulation is great. The face sculpt is amazing on him. He's a really, really cool looking figure, and collectively they look great. Moving on to articulation now, a little bit out of camera there, just realized the great movement on the head. You've got T up on the arms, so that is good. Butterflies, biceps, swivel on the arms there, so it's got great movement, works really well out the box. Didn't really have any issues at all with it, I've got to say, which has been some of the Joes have been a lot better at lately. I had a lot of trouble with Wolf Spider, but I haven't had the trouble with these guys. So coming down, looking at the double elbows now, great bend, fantastic hair design on his arm. It's not the most intricate on it. It sort of looks, it's just painted on. It could have maybe sort of blended it in a little bit, but it works well. It looks okay. It does look great on his arms. It's really good double bend. There's a bit of a twist in his waist. There is an ab crunch in there as well, actually. You can feel the ab crunch underneath it, so that does work pretty well. It's a really, really good double knee bend. There you go. You can get that right the way back, and these thing with the knee protectors, it really helps with the look of the figures as well. So it's a really good knee bend, an incredibly generous ankle pivot on both sides there, and the hinge as well, which is superb. And I love the detail on the boots as well. They've got rid of the shin guards, thank goodness. So he's great. He poses really well. I love the look of him. I love the look of his face and his style. He's very good. Now on to Junkyard. He's beautiful. He is beautiful. The head comes off quite easy. There you go, as you can see, but also it pops back on quite well. No problem at all there. You've got 4 points of articulation on his legs there, right down to the paws, so they bend right the way in as well. So you can get full range of motion on him, and he just looks glorious. The paint application is great. Look at the motion on that leg; it's fantastic. G.I. Joe are absolutely crushing it with animals. They've done such an amazing job. So Junkyard is beautiful. He sits perfectly well as well. So he sits there with his master, and they just look so good. They're a really, really great combination together. So extremely happy with the way they look. Now, there are a lot of accessories that go with these two. So what I do, let's lay them one out and let's start fitting them on and have a look. Okay, accessory wise, there's a lot going on here. So we'll start with Mutt. So here's his helmet. It looks great. It's got great design on the helmet, and then you've got these oversized goggles like you've seen on a lot of the characters. So Dusty's got these, and a few characters got these, so that fits over the helmet. So it's obviously got a wider banding on it. That looks really cool. They're great. The helmet is really loose though. I do have a few gripes for that, and it doesn't sit on well when you're trying to sort of set them up in other poses. It comes off really, really easy. I mean, I could put a little bit of blue tack or something underneath it to keep it on. So it's a minor gripe, but it is quite loose. Here is his muzzle, and this is really good. It's a really good detail on it. And then you've got the normal pair of goggles that fit the head on there. Now, in terms of the muzzle, I have to pop the head off, which I just realised was done out of camera there. And then the muzzle sits underneath it. So you put it up under the chin, and then you pop the head back on, which I'm fiddling around with on camera. I can do that off camera, bear with for just one moment. So I'm going to pop the head back onto him, and there he is with his muzzle, is looking great. And then I'm going to stick on again, just off camera here, because I'm being silly and I just realised as I'm putting the audio onto this bit off camera. So goggles on as well. Just fit those on over here. They slip on quite easily and then they sit quite nicely against the muzzle, as you can see. So that's quite a good look for him as well. And that works really well. So he gets really, really smart. Here's his knife. It's a bit bendy. It's a bit gummy. It's a bit of effort getting it out the box. Some of the weapons were quite tucked in there. That will straighten out nicely though once I put it into his vest, so that will sit there nicely. I like the pistol. It's good design on the pistol. I really like that. The color scheme works well with him, and that's quite strong. There you go, get some light on that. That's quite a strong weapon, not gummy at all, so that's good. And that sits really snugly in his thigh holster there, so that works well. He's got a good rifle, which I really like. Not too gummy at all. The end is a little bit bendy, but it was fine in the packet, which is great. I've had a few issues with some lately, but I like that. Color scheme's good. Telescopic lens is attached to it, so that's a good weapon. And then I love his nightstick. Now I've already fitted on one of the extra hands to it. So on that nightstick, when I put that hand on, which will just pop on now, hands pop off really easy as well. And there's quite a lot of hands. It's easy for me to do this off camera, which I am. So you just have to have a look at Junkyard while I do it. But once the hand is in the nightstick, I really like the way it sits in there. And I sort of, get it running up against the back of his arm, like defensive mode. And that is great. There is nowhere to stash that nightstick though. That is a problem. That is quite annoying. We could have done with even something on the belt just to pop it down to hold it on there. That would have been great, but we don't have that. Onto the hands, there was a pointing hand there, obviously a command hand for dog. This hand's great because it's flat enough so you can put it over the back of Junkyard's strap, reins on the back there, or under, and that works really well. So I really love that. It's a really clever, nice touch to it. There's a left hand and a right hand one for that as well, and the other side of it is got a little bit more of a grip on it. There you go, you can see it there. Also you can pat him on the head with that one as well, as I was just doing there as well. So again, that tucks under the strap both sides, so that works really well. So you can alternate between which hand he's holding Junkyard in. Obviously fists for punching some cobras, and then we've got the other trigger hands as well. So there's a good range of accessories for him. So on to Junkyard. As I say, you've already seen the head pops off quite easy, and we've gone from his obedient nice head to his growling angry head. It looks fantastic. Again, the paint application on this is so good. They just got it so right with animals. And there he is going into attack mode. The one complaint I might have, the one little thing which would have just been perfection for this set, was a sort of open mouth, sort of biting, proper attack face. That would have maybe not been too good, a little bit nasty. So I'm not unhappy with the fact that you've got those two, to be honest. And again, it just works perfectly. It just looks so good. It's just like straight out of the comic. So really great looking set these two are. Okay, so now we've got the accessories on them, I will scale them up with a few other Joes and we will see how they look. So to start with, let's put Mutt in with two timbers. So we've got the original grey and then the all white timber. Works perfectly. They've really nailed the scale on these. It just works perfectly. They've really thought it through. And I think this is a fantastic looking set together. So Junkyard works brilliantly well with both of the timbers. Okay, here he is with one of the OG Joes, also a new release as well. It is Grunt. He works really well with Mutt there. I think that's a great look, and those sort of the difference in the greens on the combat fatigues there, I think is excellent. It really works well together. So I can see a lot of posing sets with these two together. So I think that is a great looking combination. Sticking with the Joes, here he is with the original Snake Eyes and Flint, and I think that looks well as well. Flint sits really well there. That sort of scale looks good. Flint almost comes across a bit more of an imposing character, and Snake Eyes, the sneaky ninja there. That's a really good looking set. And again, he works really well with Junkyard as well on that set. So I think they scale up really nicely. That'll make a great set piece. Right, let's look at him with a couple of Cobras. First off, it's my go-to. It's my Cobra Infantry. I absolutely love this figure, and that's a great looking set. And as you would expect, you're going to see Junkyard in full attack mode against that nasty Cobra man. That looks great. Right, and here he is with a couple of Cobras, a couple of more Cobras. So here is the Range Viper, and here is Zorana from the Dreadlocks. And that is a great looking set as well. Those colour schemes are brilliant. They really pop together. You would find them out in combat against each other. So that is a great looking set. I think he sits really well against the Range Viper. And again, Junkyard looking proud against that crew as well. So I love the way this set looks. Very happy with this scale up. Okay, that's all I've got for this episode for you. It's a really nice looking set. Very happy with them. I mean, Junkyard is obviously the pièce de resistance, chef kiss to this set. Mutt is a fine figure. Again, I do have a few sort of grumbles over the helmet being a bit loose on him, but it's minor details. It really is minor details. It's a really good set. I think the price point was spot on, and I think other than the fact that I would have really loved that third head for Junkyard, no complaints, to be honest. It was a really solid set. He is excellent. So these are a great addition to the G.I. Joes from Hasbro, G.I. Joe Classified. But what do you think? I always want to know what you think. Do let me know. Drop it down in the comments. Tell me what you think of this set. How many way you think it ranks in them. Are you getting it? Have you got it? And of course, like and subscribe if you're not and you feel like you could have got loads of videos that you might like there. That would be great. Thank you very much. And if you are liking and subscribing, as you know, I really appreciate it. So thank you very much indeed. And that's it. I'll leave you with a little bit more of an in-depth look at these two, and I will see you on another video. Bye for now.